It is March 19th. Welcome to the Penny Pinchers podcast. This is
What
Dagger
up?
and giving it to you from the East Coast. All right, we have a 6-game slate going on today. We are going to give you a rundown of all the hot plays tonight, the superstars, the sleepers. We got injury news for you, who's on back-to-backs, and we're going to kick it off with Dagger right now with our first game on the slate. We have 76ers and Hornets.
Charlotte at home. Philly on the road, traveling down to Charlotte. Some injuries tonight. Got Joel Embiid, Cody Zeller. Those are two centers. They'll be out tonight. And the looks like Tony Parker and Furkan Korkmaz will be out tonight as well. Those are the early injuries. Philly's on the front end of a back-to-back with Boston tomorrow. Charlotte not going to put up a huge fight. Still trying to hold on to that last spot in the playoffs. And I don't know who I like in this game. There's a lot of good plays, but yet again, Charlotte's a team that happens to get blown out a lot. Talk to me, Jimmy.
Well, yeah, I'm going to start with the away team, the Sixers. With no Joel, we got to rev up the Boban. You got 4,100. He's going to be super owned, but, you can't not do it. 4,100, you can't pass it up. He has the possibility to max 10 times that. You got to love Simmons. His usage rate goes even higher without Embiid, takes on a bigger role. And then really the other two are, take your pick, Harris or Butler. One of them's going to pop. You kind of got to just go with your gut with on that.
Yeah, I really like Tobias Harris in this spot at 7,200. I feel like this is a spot this game goes close. He could easily 5x crush that. Jimmy Butler, 7,100. Like you said, you could take either pick, but Tobias Harris has a higher rebounding ability for me. Guys like J.J. Redick at 5,200, I'm not really in love with. Bobby, I'm all in on Bobby. Sell me some Bobby. But if Bobby gets injured or minutes limited, I kind of like Mike Scott here at 3,500. No Embiid. He's getting 22, 24, 25 minutes off the bench. The points really aren't there, but at 3,500, all you really need is about 18, 19 just to 5x. And after that, you're just getting free points.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I'm not crazy for hoping for 20 when it's only 6 games. I feel like there's other better value plays than Mike Scott.
Yeah. That's got to be a complete tournament play. If you're playing multiple lineups, maybe Mike Scott finds it in a couple of your lineups. But if Boban's going to be minute limited and Embiid's not going to play, there's nobody out there that's big. Amir Johnson maybe, but he's and Jonah Bolden. Neither of those guys really. And Scott's getting the minutes. If you look at his last 10, he's averaging right around 23, 24 minutes.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I'm just kind of sticking with the studs with the 76ers today. I consider Boban a stud. So,
How
about the Hornets side?
No Cody Zeller. That's really the only guy that you would ever play there besides Kemba. If this game stays close, Kemba's going to smash that 8,000 price. He's going to give you, 40, 50 points. But I don't see this game staying close. Charlotte at home, they've been absolutely terrible the last few games. I really don't like anybody from Charlotte tonight.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Everyone says Kemba's banged against the 76ers every time they played, but I'm not feeling it tonight. The only person I kind of have scribbled down is Lamb for 6,100. For whatever reason, he just loves to grab rebounds, and with no Zeller, I feel like maybe there's going to be some extra boards to go around, and Jeremy Lamb's been eating lately. Might be a decent play, 6,100. Shooting guard's not always the strongest area, so can never go wrong.
Yeah, 6,100, averaging about 28, 29, almost 30 minutes the last 5 or 6 games because of the injuries to everybody else. Like you said, he's getting rebounds, he's getting steals, he's doing some garbage stuff. 61 is his highest price in the last 5 games, so they're finally getting to his value. At that price, 6,100, you're gonna have to come around 30, 35, and I don't see him getting there tonight.
That's fair. I might take a shot on him though. I'm a one lineup kind of guy. I don't do multiple entries, so.
Yeah, for me, I play cash. So anytime I get somebody that's not gonna, floor 30 at 6,000, I kind of try to shy away.
Yeah, I hear you. All right. Anything else from this game, or are we moving on?
This game is going to be a fade for me. I don't see anybody outside of Tobias Harris or Boban that I really want to dive into.
Yeah, I got you. All right, Houston, Atlanta. Any injury news?
Houston, Atlanta. I don't see much going on here. Omari Spellman's still out with that ankle injury. Polythris is still out with an ankle injury. But those guys you weren't going to play anyways without injuries to the big men for the Hawks. And I think this game's going to be pretty clean.
Yeah, the Hawks are just trash on defense. They're giving up absurd points. We just happen to have a person that puts up more points than just about anybody. Highest price tag on the slate tonight, but Harden's a lock for me. I got to have Harden in there tonight. His ceiling is ridiculous. You also have Capella, CP3 if you really want to. 7,100 isn't terrible for Chris. You just got to hope that he gets that double-double with the assist. But, like I said, there's going to be a lot of points going around. Capella's going to be ripping up boards.
Yeah, from the Houston side, a guy I really like tonight is Eric Gordon. I think you could see maybe Harden and or Chris Paul sitting out tonight. I mean, they're on the front end of a back-to-back with Memphis, so these are two games that Houston's not seriously concerned about. So I could see him sitting, Paul one night, maybe Harden another. If all the Houston Rockets are full go, I don't want any stock in Houston. I can see why you would play Harden, but Atlanta has that ability to get blown out. And if they get blown out, I don't see Harden playing big minutes on the front end of a back-to-back. Never mind against Atlanta. But if Chris Paul sits out or if Harden sits out, fire me up some Eric Gordon at 5,500. Atlanta is absolutely terrible against two guards, and Eric Gordon, he gives you the value with the 3-point shooting. He gets you. He has a tendency to play point guard when either Harden and or Paul are out, so he's going to rack you up, 3 or 4 assists, and then he's taking about 17 shots a game average over the last 5 or 6. I mean, he's letting it fly, and he shoots a 3 very well.
Yeah, I know. Gordon's just burnt me so many times. I always like Gordon. Like you said, if someone is out, I'm all about Gordon. But when they're like full health, I try to fade him because he just kind of gets lost behind Capella, CP3, and Harden. And if he's off, then you're screwed already because when he's not going to be putting many shots, and when he's cold from 3, he is ice cold.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, I'm not in on Gordon unless they announce that Paul or Harden are going to be out. Like I said, if it's a healthy Houston team, I'm going to fade this lineup as well because I really don't see Harden giving you that 5x at 55. Or I mean, Atlanta has a high tendency of getting blown out.
I hear you. That's why I'm targeting. He's only 3,800, but I can't even say it's Danuel House Jr. He's been playing 30 minutes a game the last 4. He went back to the bench against Minnesota, still played 28 minutes. He's been put up mid-20 points, and that's not terrible value for a guy that's 3,800. Allows you to build in some other places because there are some big-time studs on the slate tonight. So it might be worth a risky play, but against the Hawks with so many points to go around, I might consider it.
Yeah, House Jr., a two-way player. He was with this team earlier in the year, and he was actually a starter over Gordon. Went away on his two-way, and now with some injuries to Faried and some lack of depth, they've brought him back for the rest of the season. And like you said, he's been playing almost 28, 30 minutes a night since coming back. 3,800 value. He's averaging, I think, 14 or 15 points a game in his last 5. He's taken around 12 shots. This is a guy that you could probably steal some value with against an Atlanta team that probably won't put up much of a fight.
So I'm hoping to get some extra run or something towards the end, and he's not afraid to put the ball up, and he can grab some boards. Just does a little bit of everything.
He seems like a glorified PJ Tucker to me. and I'm not a PJ Tucker guy, but he's what PJ Tucker could be, 27, 28 fantasy points a night on 30 minutes.
Yeah. Anything else from the Houston side?
If Capella was ever to sit, I'm not sure. I'm not really saying he will or won't. If he was to sit, I'm all up in on Faried for 3,900. But the only reason I play Faried is if Nene or Capella sits.
Yeah, no, of course, yeah, 100%. All right, with the Hawks, Hawks are one of those teams when they're all healthy, it just blows. Absolutely sucks. Like Herder was eating when Bazemore and Prince were out, and now he's just doesn't help. He got hurt. He's not playing as many minutes. He had that one game where he popped off, but really outside of Trey and John Collins, not a whole lot like in Atlanta. 7,200 for Trey. I think that's a little on the low end. I mean, tough matchup if CP3 plays, but if he's out, I'd say fire up Trey. I mean, even fire up Trey regardless.
John Collins. John Collins. Going back to the well, John Collins.
Yeah, I know that's your dog.
Listen, I came out. I play John Collins every night, and he's coming off a real 6-foul out dud against Orlando. Played 20 minutes. Houston is a terrible rebounding team, and they take the most threes in the league. Fire up John Collins, 7,500. He is absolutely going to meet you that value tonight.
No, yeah, I'm all about it. Me though, I mean, I don't know why. I hate playing Atlanta against superstar teams. Like if they're playing another trash team, I'm all about John and Trey. But I feel like Houston's just going to get up early. And they're going to bang. Harden is just so selfish that I think he's just, he's still going to put up his 40 points. There's no way he doesn't put up like 40 and 11.
And the only reason I'm in on the Hawks is because their pace of play.
Exactly, yeah. Because they can put up points. Like if Trey's eating and John are eating, it's going to stay close, and that's only going to benefit the people that play them.
If this game stays in any favor of the Hawks for any amount of time of 3 quarters, I could see John Collins giving you a 20 and 15 with ease.
100%. I mean, that's what he does.
7,500. I mean, you don't really need much more than 40. So once he gets that 40 base, you can just let it rip.
Let's see. Not a whole lot else going on with Atlanta. Anything else you got, or we moving on?
Dwayne Dedman at 5,600 might be a sleeper if you're going to play a bunch of lineups. Alex Len at 4,900. Anybody that's giant, any big man against Houston always gives you a shot to go 5x.
Yeah, that's true. Just they pop so many threes if they're off. That's just boards for boards.
I don't want a guard or small forward from Atlanta.
Yeah, no, absolutely not.
Yeah, I think that's going to be it for me on this game.
All right, cool. Then moving on to our third game of the night. Got the Lakers and the Bucks. Any injury news? I know we got a couple guys out, and definitely a couple we already know about the Lakers.
So you're gonna have Ball, you're gonna have Ingram, on the Lakers side. Malcolm Brogdon, he's out for a few weeks now. He's got a plantar fascia, which is a very, very painful foot injury. They're saying 6 to 8 weeks. If he can get that healed, he might be back right in front of the playoffs. And Giannis comes into tonight's game with a Q tag with his ankle. But if LeBron isn't going to be out on rest management, Giannis is going to play, and that's how I'm approaching this one.
Oh, and I'm fully expecting Giannis to play too.
And lastly, Lance Stevenson. He's got a toe. But he's another guy. I mean, you never know what you're going to get. It's Guitar Lance. What's he going to give you?
Yeah, so I guess, starting with the Lakers, you got LBJ for 10,200, and I guess I'm just a little worried that he's just completely over the season. I think he's still in denial that he's going to miss the playoffs for like the first time ever.
He's done. He's moving on.
He's still putting up good points. I just don't know if it's 10K worth of points. I'm afraid that they're going to cut back on his minutes, playing a really good Milwaukee team. And I don't know. I just haven't liked his body language lately. You can play LeBron if you want. It's never a problem. His body language, I just don't like it. I feel like he's just kind of quitting on the season.
Yeah, LeBron and the Lakers are done. They're washed. If you're playing anybody from this game, you're playing our boy, Alex Caruso.
Yeah.
So
I took a shot on him after he put up that 29 game. I was like, I'll take him again. Put up 30 against
100 again tonight. Come on, Alex Caruso. That's got to be the chalkiest play in the slate, no?
Man, I think he's gonna be high owned. Everyone's gonna be stacking studs, and you have to play him. He's gonna get the minutes.
Yeah, I mean, he's played 24, 27, 24, and 28 over the last 3. And now we're going to Milwaukee. This screams blowout. This screams Caruso to me. I don't see Rondo playing huge minutes in this game.
Yeah, no, Rondo. I had Rondo written down, but I don't think he's going to do it. Rondo's another one. He's just a veteran. He's probably really mad. He came there expecting to go to the playoffs. So he's just, he's another one that's probably just checked out for the season. And played 28 versus the Knicks, and it was like a really close game.
Milwaukee's not offering much on the defensive end off the bench. So if you're going to get a guy like Caruso playing against, I don't even know, Tony Snell, who's a good defender, but he's not a great on-ball defender. George Hill. I mean, fire me up some Caruso at 3,600. Let him rip.
About it. long as he stays hot. And like I think, Milwaukee, they're gonna, like I said, they get up early, real quick. It's just gonna be freelancer, all the bench guys, and he's gonna eat.
Yeah. Give me your thoughts on your boy Mo Wagner.
No, dude,
Please,
he's
please
cooked.
let us hear it.
They gave him those 2 games. He balled out. I was like, oh, I'm gonna play him versus Chicago. And plays 10 minutes. I wanted to throw my phone through the screen.
Yeah, he was not the play.
Like he only played 4 minutes against New York. Like he's done.
Yeah, he's done.
Maybe like the last game of the year when like all these teams empty their benches just for the heck of it. But other than that, no, absolutely not. Even JaVale's just they just don't care. I don't know what Luke Walton's doing. He knows he's fired. He literally
The
does.
Lakers to me right now are a team that has almost as less direction as the Knicks. Man, you don't know who's going to play. You don't know who's going to get minutes. It's not good in Lakerland.
All right, going on to the Bucks now. Obviously, if Giannis doesn't play, there's a huge difference. I mean, he has Lakers today. He has Cleveland tomorrow. I feel like he's going to sit out at least one. And like I said, it makes a huge difference if he doesn't. A lot more points to go around if he sits out. Anyone you like on the Bucks?
The Bucks right now for me are a team that has to play a competitive basketball game for me to even think about picking one of their players. And tonight, I don't see that happening. Chris Middleton at 6,700 is a guy that I think could get it in a competitive game, but tonight I don't see him full smashing. Bledsoe without Brogdon, he could get it in a competitive game. Yet again, I don't see him smashing tonight. If there was anybody that I was going to take a supreme flyer on from Milwaukee, Pat Connaughton, former Notre Dame Pride, Pat Connaughton. We're getting close to March Madness. Pat Connaughton is one of those guys that's going to come in. He's giving you 25 minutes a game over the last 4, and he's been right on a floor of 20 fantasy points. He's at 3,700 tonight. That's almost 5x territory average. And if he gets some 27, 28, if he gets a 30 minutes tonight, he could get you 30 points.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I don't know. I like a guy. I mean, I have Middleton written down, but every time I chose Middleton, he decides to put like 20 points. If I don't pick him,
it's just slim pickings for me though, especially with Brogdon out now. I mean,
oh no, I'm truly waiting for the last 2 games on the slate. Honestly, there's so much value in the last 2.
This would be a night I would play Brogdon. Just a team he can just fire up. 17 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists, and get you that 5x. But I mean,
like Bledsoe.
Bledsoe's burned me every single time, and I feel like he's maybe in this game. I mean, last time they played the Lakers, he had 31, 9, and 5, and that's because Giannis didn't play. So yeah, he had a 52-point night, but that's kind of pulling one out of thin air. I mean, if this game stays close, Bledsoe's going to give you 40. So I don't hate it, but
6,400, man, that's not bad. Just
6,400, but he's only point guard eligible, so you can find somebody like a Caruso. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I agree.
Save that 2,500 and really pay up.
See, well, I don't think Giannis is going to play today.
Middleton is your play though. If you're going back to the well and you think that Middleton's going to have one of those nights where he shoots, 50, 60% from 3 and really puts up some points, tonight's probably that night.
Well, no, I'm going to save everybody. I'm going to tell you I'm not taking Middleton tonight, so that means he's going to bang. So if I was taking him,
there's your Middleton play for the audience.
All right. Anything else from the Lakers Bucks?
Last time out though, it's pretty impressive. Like I said, it was a competitive game. Giannis, he gave you 51 last time out. But I mean, the last 2 games he's played has been 75-91 against Miami and Philly, both playoff teams. Well, Miami's not a playoff team, but they play good basketball. And then the last time he played a mediocre team was New Orleans, and he only played 26 minutes, and he gave you 40. So you have to just be very, very wary of Giannis going forward playing non-playoff teams.
All right. Anything else from this game, or are we moving on?
Fade. Let's get it.
All right. We have Golden State and Minnesota. Golden State is on the second half of a back-to-back. It was KD's first game. They didn't even put up 100 points on the Spurs. Spurs just did work on them. Any injury news today? Actually,
yeah, I got a lot on Minnesota. My boy Covington's going to remain out. Jeff Teague's got the early rule out, which is great for us because we always like to play Tyus Jones or Derrick Rose or Teague for that matter, and they never get ruled out till late in the afternoon. But tonight we got an early rule out for Jeff Teague. Derrick Rose is still getting the questionable tag, but now it's moved down to doubtful. So Derrick Rose is doubtful. Anybody else from Minnesota? Well, Dang, who he's doubtful as well. He hasn't really given you much besides
Yeah, no, I don't
injury
care.
help.
Well,
Iguodala didn't play last night. It's a back-to-back. I can say he's probably going to play tonight, but I'm not the injury wizard. And Boogie Cousins underwent an MRI in his ankle on Monday, and they revealed no structural damage. But with this game, I don't know if they even throw Boogie out there. Minnesota's 10th in the standings. They're not a playoff team. Golden
yeah,
State
I
is
don't
tied
think he's going to
with
play today.
Nuggets. I don't see Boogie playing tonight if I had to on a back-to-back.
They care more about the playoffs.
Yeah. So I would have to say even if Boogie plays tonight, he's not going to give you more than 22 minutes. So he's a fade for me.
All right. Anybody else from the Warriors? It's so hard to pick the Warriors. Like Clay was just absolute butt cheeks last night. Dude couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat.
Yeah,
Katie's first game back.
last night was a bad night for Golden State. Besides, I mean, Curry was okay and he shot 9 of 25.
Yeah, no, they just could not get it going. They could not make a bucket.
Um, for Minnesota, do you fire up Towns tonight?
Oh, 100%. Towns is like unfadable, especially if Boogie. Like, who's gonna guard Cat tonight? Andrew Bogut. Okay,
9,700. I mean, that's got to be chalk, right?
I was actually surprised. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. How is he under 10K?
And he's been crushing. I mean, the knee was a huge scare for us, and that was a night where he was going to push damn near 70 points if he didn't have the injury. That game went to overtime, and he was just full crush. And ever since then, he's been 34 and 10, 26 and 12, 22 and 10 on a terrible night against Houston, where he shot 8 of 22. I mean, this is a spot where Towns is going to give you 50 floor, and he might even give you 70.
Yeah, no, I'm absolutely hoping for at least a 60 burger out of him. Definitely considering having Towns in tonight. With a
And,
lot of like cheap value plays, I'm trying to stack Towns hard, and I'm not gonna lie.
and the other thing is I'm not a big guy to believe in traveling, but Golden State's got to travel from San Antonio to Minnesota tonight and play after a terrible game last night where they kind of got demoralized thinking that they were going to walk into San Antonio and win, and they ended up losing by 6 or 8. A guy off the Golden State side, I don't want to get distracted here, but how about Kevin Durant coming in at 8,900? I mean, he's kind of low for his ceiling, right?
Yeah, no, I'm just looking at his past. Oh, one, two, like
I,
8 games.
I
He hasn't.
just
He
kind
hasn't.
of
He hasn't even
banked up.
touched 50. Like if I'm paying over 8K for a dude, I'm expecting him to put up 50. Like I don't
Yeah,
spend
no,
that star unless I'm getting a floor of 50.
I guess we're running into a situation like you said, though. How much does Golden State want to win right now?
It's
They,
not even that. It's just Curry, Clay, all of them. Like they're all just putting up their shots. No one's like taking the lead, and they don't have to. That's the problem. Like they're so evenly distributing.
yeah, I think I might have to fade the big four tonight from
Like if
Golden
you want to
State.
take a shot on one of them, props to you. But like it's literally a 33% chance you get it right.
Yeah, I mean even Draymond at 6,300, he's been very 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 mediocre for me.
And he's not even like usually he puts up some points, but he's not even scoring. Like he usually gives you at least 10 points. You have a chance
He
for a
doesn't
double
shoot.
double or a triple double. He's not even getting there. Like I don't know what his problem is.
All right, back to Minnesota. What do you think about Tyus Jones tonight?
Man, I know you love Tyus. I like Tyus too, but I'm just not sure he's going to fit in there tonight.
I,
I'm not
I really
crazy about the
drafted
matchup.
killed him. He's plus 500 salary today from his last game where he had 12 and a half points against Houston. So he's at 5,200. That's a fade for me. Like I'm a big Tyus Jones guy with both Rose and Teague out, and I don't want anything to do with him. I
He
think
just had
Stephen
a
Curry.
bad game. I don't know what was up.
He scored 0 points. Andrew Wiggins, talk to me.
Man, dude, I hate dudes where just they need points to put up numbers.
I mean, he's just been terrible.
Wiggins, he's just hit or miss. Like I don't know.
He's not even hit. He's taking like 17 shots a game right now, and he's been terrible. I mean, he's not even getting you a fantasy point per minute right now. He's 5,400.
Like I
Like
said,
this is
you're not getting assists out of him. You might get a couple of rebounds. Like dude just doesn't care. Just puts up shots, and he's not
the
even
problem
hitting
with
fifty
Wiggins
percent.
5,400 is that if he had a night to remember, that's 60. You know what I mean?
And there was a point where he was cooking for like 4 or 5 games, but now he's back to just regular old. I thought once Jimmy Butler left, he was going to be like, all right, it's my time now. Nah, he just I don't know.
Any interest in Gibson or Sarge?
Nah, I did not. Dude, Sarge, I don't know what their problem is. Sart should be playing like 30 minutes a game, and he's not.
Yeah. I thought that trade from Philly was going to save his career, but I don't have much from this game. I'm going to chalk up Towns tonight, and I think that's going to be
So
it.
that's really all I have is Towns.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to probably my two, at least one of my favorite games. Brooklyn, Sacramento. You know it's going to be a track meet. Any injury news? Really?
Alan Crabb.
That's it.
That's all I got.
All right. Well, Brooklyn's on the road with Brooklyn. You know, it's so annoying. They're just like the Hawks. It's like when they're healthy, it sucks. You don't know who to take. It just limits everybody's potential. And they're slipping, and they're in like the 6th seed. And now, if they slip down the end stretch, they might miss the playoffs. Like Hornets, Magic, they could sneak in there.
Pistons passed them last night. They're in 7th seed.
Yeah, Heat are 8th seed. Then it's Magic and Hornets aren't super far behind, but I guess it sucks. Take your pick. It's just like picking between Harris and Butler. You can pick D'Angelo or Dinwiddie. Like one's gonna bang and one's just gonna be like, yeah, it sucks. And I'm sure you have your boy Jarrett Allen circled for 5,500.
Jarrett Allen. I mean, how can you fade a guy at 5,500? That's a walking double-double.
No, I never buy on him. I don't know why. Other than that one time.
For this game, for me, I'm all in. I want it all. On the Nets side, the only guy that I highly really consider is Jarrett Allen. Caris LeVert continues to get minutes, but he doesn't do anything for me that makes me say I need to play him. But at 4,900, it's a respectable price. If you're playing, GPP tournament style, you might be able to take a flyer at him. Joe Harris, another guy who is popping off minutes. He's getting the minutes, not getting there. My guy I like tonight from the Brooklyn side, if the minutes stay the same and Brooklyn continues to try to win games to stay at pace, fire me up some DeMarre Carroll at 4,300.
You just never know. Like he might. Like see, he had 22 points yesterday. So in my mind, that means he's just going to put up a stinker the next 3, and then maybe he'll pop again.
Let me tell you though, I watched most of that game, and DeMarre Carroll didn't come off the court. He came on with 10 minutes left in the third, and he played the entire third. He got there, and I think at this point, Kenny Atkinson knows that he needs to win, so they're going to just continue. And Sacramento's no slouch. They took Boston to damn near overtime the other night. So Sacramento, they're playing good basketball right now.
No, Sacramento's nice, man. They're just super young, and I just absolutely hate their coach. I think
David Yoger. If I had to put them in order tonight, it would be Carroll, Allen, and Russell for me. If I was going to pick in that order,
I could take Carroll.
This game is super stackable. I mean, I'm going to have so much exposure to this game. It's kind of sickening. I mean, your highest play guy in the slate for this game is 7,400, and that's D'Angelo Russell.
Yeah, no, I totally hear what you're saying. Moving on to the Kings side, I mean, there's certain guys I like on the Kings, but like I said, Yorger, he's just
Before we get too far into this Kings side, I just want to tell you that they beat Chicago the other night. I think it was Sunday afternoon. They beat them by 40. Right?
Oh,
so
yeah.
none of these starters played big minutes. So going forward into this game, they're going to be well rested. And if this Brooklyn team comes out, I know it's a far travel across the country, but Brooklyn's been in the Midwest for a couple weeks. They played LA the other night, so they've been out in the West. If Brooklyn brings up any type of fight tonight, I can see this game going, 130, 120, 120, 120.
Oh, yeah.
And if this game blows out, give me some Buddy Hield 6,900. I mean, he could give you 40 actual points, and that could flip huge. I'm all in. I'm chalking up the GOAT, Marvin Bagley.
Yes, I have him circled. 5,400 just seems stupid.
That's just disrespectful. He's getting 25 a night at under 20 minutes. I mean, they're just disrespecting him. They're chalking him up. His minutes are coming up. I mean, he's damn near unfadable.
Like I missed when he was in the starting lineup, man, and now he's getting back from that injury. So I mean, I think if I can just get 25 minutes out of him, they can just boost him up a little bit.
If he gets 25 minutes, he's getting you 40. Brooklyn is terrible. They cannot rebound.
That's what I'm saying. He's got to pull down a double-double. There's no way he doesn't. He had 9 boards on Chicago the other day, like in 21 minutes.
Any interest in Willie Cauley-Stein?
I wrote him down, and I only wrote him down for you because I know you love him. I hate him. I refuse to play
Well,
him.
broke up.
His floor is just so low, and his ceiling's only so high.
There's
The
some
dude should put up 20 and 10 at night. He's so athletic, and he just can't do it.
there's some 7-footers in the NBA that should be just absolute monsters, and they're very very mediocre. And two of them are playing tonight.
Like he's playing Brooklyn. Brooklyn is just trash against centers, but I just cannot find it in my heart to click the Willie Cauley's number sign.
The only other guy I like from this team is Harry Giles at 4,000, but he's in the
He's another dude, man. He should be getting way more minutes. Like
they love this kid Belinja. I mean, he's just letting him play. I mean, he's a veteran player. He came from the Timberwolves last year, but if Giles and Bagley could get some more run down the stretch here, that's two guys that could absolutely crush night in and night out for value. Harry Giles,
same with Bogdanovich, man.
yeah, Harry Giles tonight. If he gets 25 minutes and Bagley gets moved back into the starting lineup by chance, Harry Giles at 4,000 is going to get you 20 plus, and he's going to hit his value.
He literally hasn't played more than 22 minutes like the entire year, so you just got to pray that he does another, one like he did Chicago.
Bogdan at 48. Talk to me.
He just has not been showing out ever since he put up that wild 58-point game against Milwaukee.
Played 42
I was
minutes.
losing my mind. Like, I think I went to like double OT or something. But regardless, he was still eating before overtime. But since then, he just hasn't done anything.
Yeah, his minutes have been sort of there. He hasn't. I don't know where he went. He's not shooting well. He's usually a knockdown 3-point shooter. He's shooting maybe 27% from three lately.
And
Taking
again,
a good amount of shots still. They're not going in for him.
so I just put the Kings in the same thing as Brooklyn and Atlanta. When they're healthy, it just sucks. When they had some injuries and he was playing like 25, 30 minutes, the dude was eating. And now I don't know why they don't just cut down some of the dead weight on that team. They were in the playoff hunt all year until the very end. They just finally slipped up.
If I had to rank this game, I would go Bagley, Healed, and then I'd probably throw it back with Fox. If Fox and Russell get into it tonight, I think you see a 50-50 head-to-head chess match.
Oh, yeah, and I could see Fox putting up 40 or plus.
At 7,000, he doesn't scare me, especially at home.
Yeah, no, in Brooklyn, like D'Angelo, he just don't play defense. Like Fox is going to blow him up and down the court if they get out and start running.
I like this a lot. I'm going to have a lot of stock in this game tonight.
But honestly, I mean, I wouldn't mind Sacramento loses every game the rest of the way. I'm pretty sure Boston gets their first round pick this year, so as long as it's not number one.
They're not in the playoff hunt anymore, anyways. They're already 7.5 games out.
Yeah, so I hope they keep slipping.
So, but they play great competitive basketball, and next year they're probably going to be a playoff team.
Yeah, as long as they fix, I think they got to get rid of the coach.
He's highly touted.
All right. Anything else from this? Or are we moving on to our final game?
I think that's going to be it. This is a game where I'm going to have a lot of stacks and a lot of exposure to.
All right. We have an Indy and the Clippers are our late night. I don't think there's any injury news. What you got for me from Indy?
Indy played in Portland last night, and unless we get late afternoon news that we have some outs on back-to-backs, everybody from Indy as of this morning is ready to rock.
I think Indy has to. I mean, right now they're locked into that 4th seed, and they really don't want to have to play a potential Game 7 in Boston if that's the way that it's lining up. So they're going to be out there competing every day down the stretch.
And the good thing with Indy is they're still in reaching distance of the 3 seed with Philly. So as long as they keep putting up good competitive basketball games and putting themselves in a chance to win, then they'll be able to hold off Boston to possibly catch Philly.
Exactly. So I'm just going to start off. I don't know why he's still only 6,200. It's your dog, Miles Turner. You got to have Turner, I'm guessing.
Oh yeah, Turner for me is another one that if he gets some minutes tonight on this back-to-back and he's healthy and ready to go. I mean, last night he gave 28 and 10 against Nurkic, who's a far superior defensive center to anyone that the Clippers have to offer. At 6,200, Turner's a guy that could give you 50 if he gets the blocks. So he's going to be in my lineups tonight for sure.
Yeah, you know what's funny? He actually hadn't. This is like the first game, and I don't know how long he hasn't had a block, and he still.
Yeah, and the crazy part is he had one at the end of the game, and they called it a 3-point shooting foul on Lillard, and that would have possibly changed the game. It blew it up to 6 at the end. So, and Indy could have stole one in Portland last night if not for cold shooting down the stretch.
Yeah, it's like I said, I love Turner, but oh my gosh, sometimes he put up stinkers, and it's such a turn off. Like,
Yeah,
dude,
but if you're looking at the other side, I mean, who's gonna stop him tonight?
yeah, no, I think he bangs. I still think he bangs. He just always scares me.
Yeah, I know, I get it.
Like, it's almost like a trap play for me. It's like, all right, you have to bang, so you're not gonna
But the
bang.
amount of value you can get on tonight's slate is incredible. I mean, there's not a pacer over 6,200. Turner's our highest play guy. I mean, you could literally stack this pacer starting five and not blink twice.
Yeah, about to say, I always loved Darren Collison. You know, he didn't do a lot versus Portland. You know, he had Lillard on him all night, but I love me some Darren Collison when he's only like they had him up to like 6,300 at one point. He's back down to 5,800. Always a threat to give you a double double, assists and points. And dude's just an animal, always racking up steals.
Here's my Darren Collison tidbit for the night. If Darren Collison is guarded by Pat Beverly, I'm fading. And we won't know that until tip, but I'm just giving you fair warning. If Pat Beverly's out there, he's gonna cover on ball Darren Collison. That boy's a dog. He's gonna lock him up.
I know. I don't know.
I like the Collison call at 5,800. He gets you 30. You
Yeah,
know
the way I
that's
have my lineup going, I got to go with it. Like I'm doing everything I hate. I'm stacking studs with bums, and it never goes well for me. But we're gonna give it a shot tonight.
Thad Young at 5,900. He's not gonna give you any negative thoughts. You know what I mean? He's getting 30 plus minutes a night. He's always around 32, 33 minutes.
I always look at that. Yeah.
If 10 rebounds fall into his hands and he doesn't shoot one of eight, then you got 30. Bogdanovich, another one. The problem with Bogdan is he's only getting you points. Any other stats after that are just goodwill, luck stats.
Yeah, he
And,
always pulls down a few boards, but other than that, he really don't do anything else.
and on a back to back, I can see Domatis getting some extra minutes. Sabonis, and if Sabonis gets, 30 minutes against his team tonight on a back to back, I know he's going to have Montrezl Harrell for most of the night, but Harrell's not a great rebounder. Harrell's more of a undersized, athletic, hustle
Yeah.
guy. Sabonis could smash tonight at 5,700.
Yeah, I'm with you. I know you love Sabonis. There's that one when Turner was out, he was just a monster. Now it's just a little bit more. You never know. Anything from the Clippers side? Really, the only things I have down for the Clippers are Danilo and Lou Will. I mean,
Lou Will seems to be the chalkiest play at 6,800, but I still cannot jump on the train. He just strikes me as a guy that needs to play 30 minutes to get to those high end fantasy numbers. When he's under 30 minutes, he's not really getting there, except for the Boston game, of course.
yeah.
But for Lou Will, 6,800. If you throw him in there, you expect him to turn up.
Yeah, no, he's another guy, man. I'll pay for him, and he'll put up like 23 fantasy points. I don't play him; he'll put up like 45 and just go off, and it's so aggravating.
The only positive for Lou Will is there's not a guy on the Indiana Pacers bench that can play defense
It's
against
just
a
something I
guard.
look up and I see Danilo's just 100 more. Danilo's been so consistent. I'd almost rather just go Danilo.
Yeah, and the good thing about Doc Rivers is he's going to keep you rotations good until the fourth, and that's when you're going to see Danilo, Lou Will,
Yep.
Harrell, Pat Beverly, and Shea, and those guys are going to run the last 8, 9, 10 minutes of the game, and they're just going to dog it out. So the minutes for these guys come in the important part of the games where fantasy stats are made. If I had to rank them, I think that Danilo, Lou Williams, and Harrell. If I was picking from this team, Harrell's been over 40 points the last 3 games and really no minutes played at all. He's been absolutely crushing it, but they've played some junky center teams in Portland, Chicago, and Brooklyn.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of him today.
But
The
he's going
Pacers
to get
are really.
Sabonis tonight, and I think him and Sabonis is going to give him trouble tonight.
Yeah,
And for
100%.
1,000 less, give me Sabonis over Harrell.
Yeah.
What do you think about Zubac tonight? At
Nah,
fifth?
man, dude, he can suck it.
All
I
right.
thought he was going to be an absolute animal that he went there. He was going to get minutes, and they just don't care. They give him 20 minutes a night,
Yeah.
and he's not doing anything with it. It's really unfortunate because I tried to buy into him when he got traded, and he laid an egg, and he's just been laying eggs ever since.
Yeah, he hasn't been very good. I'm not gonna lie to you and tell you he has. For this game, if you're not a starter or Sabonis, I can't say the starter part, but if you're not a top four player at either team, I'm
Yep,
probably
not a chance. All right. Anything else from this game?
no. I think this is a game along with Sacramento and Brooklyn that you could get away with stacking aggressively and then paying down for a superstar here and there on the earlier part of the slate.
Oh yeah, 100%. All right, it's time for the penny pinchers game of the day. Who is your superstar lock? Like, who's your guy you have to have in your lineup? You know he's going to bust out for you.
Tonight, I'm gonna full lock. I'm probably gonna take your guy, and you're gonna hate me, but it's gonna be Towns.
Okay, good, because I didn't pick Towns.
Okay, good. Yeah, Towns is gonna be in my lineup, and that's no questions asked. For 9,700, I can see a 5x plus, without trying. Especially because the centers on this slate, you're not getting much outside of Towns with Embiid out,
You know, and like I said, 9,700. I mean, I don't know what DK is thinking.
and I don't think Cousins plays.
Yeah, no, exactly. Even if he was playing, I'm firing up Cap. Mine, I went with Harden, man. I think he's
Yeah,
worth
you
the
were big
price
on.
tag. He's putting up at least 60 points, 60 fantasy points tonight. Um, the Hawks are just so young, and he just loves to beat up on teams that don't fight him back. Like Harden is he's just going to go get his. He is going to get his no matter what. He's going to put up his like 25 shots. If they're up 30, he'll come out with like 3 minutes left in the fourth. That's just the kind of guy he is. He's going to get to the line 15 times. Like,
And not to put a damper on your stats, but last time they played Atlanta, he played 36 minutes for 39 fantasy points and shot 7 of 21 and 0 of 10 from 3. So he's going to look to bounce back off
yeah,
of a
I
game
mean,
like
he's
that.
ready. He's ready. I'm all in on him. Superstar bust. Someone that's like 8K or more. That's just gonna. They're not gonna get there tonight.
LeBron, if LeBron plays, he's not getting
Take
anywhere near
LeBron.
that 10 kill salary. That's just too much right now, and he's going to get the Anthony Davis treatment. He's going to go out there, he's going to play 3 quarters worth of 20 minutes, and he's going to give you 27 to 30 fantasy points. If he plays big minutes tonight, I still don't see him.
Yeah, no, he's just gonna be like chilling in the corner, just like whatever.
I don't even see him meeting 5x tonight.
Dang, yeah. I mean, that's fair. 10K. I took Now he might make me eat my words. He puts up these sometimes crazy games, but I wrote down Kemba. I don't think Kemba is gonna put up. When I say a bust, like basically, like I said, if I'm paying over 8K for you, I'm expecting 50 out of you. I don't think he's gonna reach 50. I think he might not even touch 40 tonight. I
Yeah,
think Kemba has a really
Kemba's
bad
in a
game.
tough spot tonight, but the
Like,
last
yeah,
time he
they're
was
at
put in a
home,
tough
but I
spot,
don't.
he scored 40.
Like, you're
So
gonna have Jimmy or Ben Simmons on you, and it's not gonna go well.
yeah, but they're at home, and Kemba has that home Charlotte magic.
Yeah, no, I know. I've seen it a time or two.
Yeah, I mean that's a great play. Fun fact: Philly's the best team in the NBA against center point guards.
There we go. I feel better now. Look at you, Statmaster. Bargain play of the night. There are so many.
Yeah, one guy that really stands out to me, and you're probably gonna have the same guy written down, but it's gonna be Caruso.
I knew you were gonna say that, and that's why I
But
didn't
but
take him.
if that's your guy, then
Nope.
at 4,300, give me Damari Carroll.
Demar, I know
Under
you're all about Demar.
5,000 value. I think
Yeah, no,
Carroll
I didn't. I did
is
not write down
suspicious.
Caruso.
All right, good. Well, I got two for you. I got Caruso and Carroll. Those are two guys that are just really gonna smash.
No, I'm kind of cheating because it's like we already know. Like I took
Yeah,
Boban.
I saw who it is. Yeah, I gotta know. Yeah,
Like
Bobby.
it's
I
you
mean,
got to take Boban. Like, dude,
the only
he's
reason Bobby might not make my lineup is because I can stack Cat with one of the late night centers. But
yeah,
if I need that value somewhere, then I'll pay down and get Bobby. Charlotte's just who's gonna guard him? Bismack
exactly. Like he's gonna rip up boards. There's no
and
way.
Bobby.
There's no way
Bobby's
he does not
he's
just put up
out
like
there. I mean,
15 boards.
Sacramento they gave him 12 minutes. He had 24.
That's what I'm
Cleveland gave
saying.
him 14 minutes. He had 22. New Orleans they gave him 20 minutes. He had 34. I mean, this guy when he's out there, he's putting up 2 fantasy points a minute. He's just crushing.
Like even if the Hornets go small with like, I mean, they really don't have a lot of center going on. Like Marvin Williams is gonna have to like play the five, but
Yeah, absolutely.
like still like you got to keep him out. Even if the Hornets go small, like you can just run him out there. It's gonna be okay. He's gonna get like 25 minutes.
Absolutely.
Who is your 6X guy tonight? Who's just gonna bang at their price?
Um, Marvin Bagley. You're not gonna
Yeah.
not gonna jinx me and tell me that Marvin Bagley's not getting 40 tonight. He's at 5,400 for him to 6x. That's like 32, 33. I'm calling 40 flat. If he gets any more than the 20 minutes he's been getting tonight, if they ramp him up to 24, 25, and or he gets a start tonight, it's 40 against this Brooklyn team. They can't rebound.
I still don't think they're going to start him, but you're still absolutely right.
Yeah, I love me some Bagley tonight.
I took your dog Turner. I think Turner's just going to get silly tonight.
Yeah, I mean that's an incredible price for a guy that, I mean, he could fuck around. Oh, excuse me, he could get around and get 10 blocks.
Almost made it through.
Yeah, we were doing good for a while there.
Anything else you got for me today?
Yeah, I need your 6x play.
I told you Turner.
I know. No, that's all I got right now. It's gonna be a good slate. I like the slate a lot. I the only thing I don't like is I'm gonna have to wait till 10 o'clock to really get my plays in.
Yeah, no, it's still early, but I'm feeling pretty good. I got my stuff. But I wasn't gonna say if that's it then, man, check us out on Twitter. We got the Twitter handle up. We're not gonna be doing the Skype stuff for very much longer. Had to wait the 24 hours to get the YouTube up.
Yep.
But hey, this is the first of many from Dagger and Jimmy J. Hope you tune in. I'm gonna show you tonight. We got a bang tonight. Got to show you what we got in the bag for you.
Okay, Penny Pinchers podcast signing out.